I wasn't gonna do this, but now I am. I'm gonna talk to you about self-mastery. And maybe you take something from this. I don't know. But for the last 2 years of my life, I've been engulfed on this journey. This journey to self-master. Right before COVID hit, I was in a rough place. I was in a place where I didn't really see the importance of life. I didn't see a reason to keep going. I had my marriage. I had a decent job at Hulu. Still there. I had what I determined was everything. And I was ready to check out. True story. I was ready to call it quits. I was like, why am I here? What is there? What is left? Pandemic just hit. I thought, this is going to be it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to die. It's over. Right? So I needed a challenge, and what got me into self-mastery was going down the rabbit hole of, what happens when you die, right? Kobe had just passed, and I wanted to see if I could find a way to understand what happens when you kick the can. In that process, I found out what happens, according to me. You're all entitled to your own opinion, of course. It's not like I know anything or anything, But during that time, I realized my relationship was in shambles. We weren't communicating the way we should have been. I wasn't the person I wanted to be. And I had to figure out how to get there. I needed to figure out why I was here. Why am I here on Earth? What am I here to do? Am I here just to work corporate America? Am I here just to do what other people tell me? Am I here just to buy material things and go to concerts and sporting events and act like that's important? What am I here to do? And that's why I began the road of self-mastery. And yes, what is self-mastery? It's be able to master your emotions. It's be able to control your ego. It's basically you don't have an ego. Right? It's be able to master any situation to the point where you always have the upper hand. And what enables you to do that is by facing your fears, conquering them, right? And mastering, learning how to control every situation with your mind, learning what's needed, when is it needed, why is it needed. There's a ton of things that go with that mastery helps you with. I don't know why more people don't do it. It's hard, yeah, but if you truly want to figure out your why and what you're here to do and actually have an impact, you have to face, all the issues in your life. Facing fear. Mine was fear. Fear of everything. Walking down the street, I'd fear. What happens if this happens? What happens if I get mugged? What happens if Mal gets mugged? What happens if the dog runs out into traffic and gets hit by a car? To the point where it was crippling, right? So fear, anxiety, depression, anger. Anger was huge. I had gone to counseling for years, still having an anger problem. So I decided to take on this challenge of self-mastery. It gets better. I can connect with beings, with angels. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't want to. I'm not comfortable with it yet. I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't. Because I just feel like this world is my world. And I just didn't want to share it. And I've been encouraged to share it. Because it is a magical world. It is an amazing world. I'm not sure why I was selected for it. To be able to talk to angels, to be able to communicate. to have the opportunity to master. But here I am. And so that's my journey. That's what I'm going through now. And I'm going to bring you along for the ride. You know, I'm going to bring you along for the ride. You are going to see what it's like to do this, the process of it. Okay? It can't just be what you do. It's not like a hobby. It becomes who you are. It becomes an obsession. Like, I don't know. I never thought in a million years that this would be a thing. I didn't. I didn't think this would be something I would take on and be obsessed with. But it's needed for my well-being. It's needed for me to get to the finish line. It's needed for me to be a good husband, to be a good pet dad, to be a good friend. I mean, I have thrown so many friendships away because I used to look at friends like, you know, like it's a business transaction. You know, if you disagreed with me, I would just look at you and be like, fuck you. Fuck you. You know, and through mastery, through all the shit that's happened the last couple years, through connecting with angels, a change had to be made. You can't connect with angels if you're angry. They won't come around. I've been connecting with angels since May of 2020. And I'm just telling you now. I began mastery probably March of 2020. So I'm about 2 years in. And I feel great. It's exhausting. It's a lot of 18, 19-hour days of inner work, working on pain, working on my past, working on things with my mom. You know, how I used to approach the past is people would say, get over it. Okay, get over your past. When I was a kid, I was trying to get all this out and explain to them. And people would just say, everybody has problems. Everyone. What's so different about your problem? I don't know. My mom tried to kill me. You know, I was in foster care and I had a second mom who was a fucking loser and an idiot. I mean, I don't want to dwell on the past. I don't think anybody does, really. But if you're crippled by fear, that's what you're crippled by. Usually things of the past. You know, events that you even misinterpret. Events that you think someone did something wrong to you, but when you look back, it was you. A lot of the problems in my life, okay? Attitude. It's easy to blame somebody else. It's easy to blame God or whoever you pray to. If you don't, then somebody. It's about taking a look in the mirror and deciding what you want to be and how you want to get there. And no, this isn't some rah-rah motivation. You know, what you're going to get from this series is real, okay? It's not. The road, winning is hard. Winning at life is hard. Winning at anything is hard. It is. And I wasn't winning, okay? Me and my wife were arguing all the time, and I was internalizing everything. At times I was a bully. And I had to look in the mirror. All right, so that's the journey I'm on. I hope you guys join me for it. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be can't miss. And maybe you get something out of it. Maybe you get a laugh out of it. Maybe you get some information about it. Maybe you feel better about something that's going on in your life. Or maybe you just think I'm a big fucking idiot. That's okay too, you know. But this has changed my life, and it's a story worth talking about. So I hope you'll join me on it. Happy Valentine's.